All right, another open pilot video with sunnypilot. This time in nice sunny weather. All right, so yeah, got the new sunnypilot with the new speed limit control with the user opt-in one, where you actually have to push the steering wheel buttons to confirm the speed changes, and as well running the new Farmville model. So I just recalibrated my system, my Comet 3, and I'm going to give it a test. So basically, this new Farmville model, they're using new machine learning techniques that have brought like some noticeable improvements in lateral control for me, especially with the actual torque and whatnot, as well as long control is noticeably improved. So let's just get to driving. All right, so gonna set it to 30. Here you can already see a little up arrow for sunnypilot on. All right, going wide here. Oh, gonna slow down. Manual control for the parents. All right. Yeah, so I'm on my winding way test road. Basically, it's a condition where my Honda, even with the torque mods that it has, will fail. But it's always like nice for me just to kind of get a good sense of if everything's working correctly, especially because I need a little bit of a custom tune for my torque mod. Yeah, so here it goes wide. And again, one of the weird things now for me is that the steering warnings are a little bit late. You know, it used to be that openpilot was like here there's no way it was going to make this turn, but so I had to intervene early. But let's see. I'll try to see if I can I'll try to push it to a failure here, although this road has really tiny shoulders and it's pretty tight, so it's a little bit risky. Yeah, lighting conditions are a little bit messy here. Yeah, so here's kind of a torque warning where I don't even know why there was one, but actually it did quite a good job. That was a pretty steep turn for my Honda, and it handled it beautifully. The overall Farmville is looking really promising. So here basically I drove off into the other lane already, and there was no steering warning. Like I said, I'll try to push it a little bit more. So now we even got a lead, so probably helps the car a little bit. But yeah, like here it's too close for comfort. You know, like I'm like feet away from driving off the edge, so I'm not going to be waiting for that warning. Yeah, another great thing with Farmville long improvements is just, or maybe this was sunnypilot, who knows, but it's just the braking is smoother. Big fan. All right, so again, we drove off into the other lane, no warning. Yeah, so I think they're using some new machine learning transformer for Farmville now, which I didn't really quite dig into details. Machine learning is still not something I'm that deeply familiar with, but it's basically what I saw from the Comet blog post was that they just linked two research papers, one for the old technique they're using and one for the new one. So I can trust that they got their PhDs on it. That's the main conclusion I can make. Yes, a little bit busy right now on this road, even at 11 a.m. on a Sunday. It's like, where are you guys all going? Are you guys all testing your Comet setup? All right, so you can hear the speed limit controller. So basically, I'm at 30. It's blinking 30 for me and giving me an up arrow. So that's some of there's a little bit of some quirks in the UI right now for this user confirmed stuff. Basically, when it's blinking 30, even though I'm already at 30, what it's trying to tell me is that I have an offset set to a certain percentage. So basically, my offset is to increase my speed. So as you know, around here especially, no one drives the exact speed limit. And what it's trying to do is trying to increase my max with the speed limit plus the offset that I've specified, which is a fixed percentage number. And Yep, trying to get me there. And it's kind of feel, even though, like, see, again, it's triggering again. It's one of those things where I think this is just simply how the map is like configured here. There must be like a, and like OSM or whatever it's using, where somehow the speed limits are disconnected even though they're the same, so it kind of it keeps re-triggering. I'm not sure if, or potentially there could be some sort of timed interval to like reconfirm. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, but it's yeah, sometimes I would say it's just that the UX is not always the most clear in that regard. But so far, I really like the opt-in feature instead of automatic speed changes, where automatic speed changes would sometimes... the biggest consequence with automatic speed change is that you would just be driving along and then your car might just brake really hard, or it'll start accelerating like a demon out of hell. And a lot of times the actual speed data can be wrong on these maps, so... So yeah, you can imagine it brings about a bunch of fun scenarios. All right, so going to be moving into this neighborhood here. It has some good turns where I can actually push my Honda to like some of the most ambitious steering angles that I've seen so far. With actual successful turns, that's the important thing. Of course, just like if I were to just drive into like a cul-de-sac or some sort of like U-turn situation, I could get the wheel to turn like over 80 degrees, and but it's not a successful turn. But let's try to get a real world example. All right, so yeah, here I don't know what the hell happened. Just mostly going straight, and it started screaming at me. I'm trying to get rid of this lead here. So openpilot can kind of do its own thing. Yeah, just gonna let them go ahead. All right, so I'm gonna actually take it down to like 20 here. So here we have like a pretty nice bend. It's kind of like a, it's basically, I don't even know how to describe this turn, but overall it kind of angles towards 90 degrees. It's just a really wide bend. So here openpilot falsely recognized this parked car as a lead. However, it had its lights on, so I can forgive it for that. All right, so here turns coming up. Farmville on these roads without lane markers loves to drive on the left. Like, see, I'm driving like completely on the left, so this kind of messes up my testing. Because if a car comes out from the other side. All right, so here we have it's turning on its own at 55 degrees, pretty solid, but not a great turn. Like, it was driving on the left and all that. But we'll give it a few more runs in this neighborhood. Like I said, I'm kind of artificially pushing it. Usually, like when I was just driving here casually, it of course did it successfully. That's one of the things. So these trash cans, I didn't try to avoid them too much. So that it does, like, see, right now the pathing is going around these cars. It is a little bit close for me. Sometimes it's wider, but yeah, I mean that's one of my just chief complaints with Farmville. It's just the residential pathing is a little funky. Like older models like Nicki Minaj, I definitely thought they did a better job. Even with 0 lanes on the road, it would stick more to the right, versus this one likes to stick in the middle, kind of treating a big road as one huge lane, or actually driving on the left, which is unique. All right, so this road here at least has a center lane, although it's like a lot of leaves here obstructing it. Just drive it slowly. So this turn went over. Now it tries to correct, and it actually was able to correct there. Of course, I'm driving under the limit, like 20 and a 25. And Amazon here with your Black Friday deals. All right, let's go. All right, let's try this road. It's a pretty tight road, but it's got a nice bend. Pathing. All right, so here I'll go slow. Guy's got his door open. It's going, passing close to him. Okay, all right, here we got like a natural 68-degree turn, although it's literally, the path it took was completely off. It was about to ram into a left side parked car, which is kind of ridiculous. But like I say, a lot of these are, of course, I would, consider them, they did release this model into the stable release and comma right now, but like maybe a day or two ago. But yeah, overall, it's still kind of a development. Oh my God, I can't speak. Development quirk, and it'll get better. Generally, like this is their first release using this new transformer method, and one of the exciting things is also that they're going to be introducing a lot more of these improvements into end-to-end lawn control, so experimental mode should be improved by this as well, hopefully in the upcoming model. No guarantee, of course. Yeah, I'll give this one road one more try, just a quick one. Like I say, it's even in just day-to-day driving, like some of these roads right here, it's giving me a lot less steering warnings and actually making these turns pretty successfully. Like I say, there might be some touches of like getting close to the center line and whatnot, but nothing that that requires an actual correction. It's more of a maybe you drive that way as opposed to it's 100% necessary. Okay, so I'm trying this road again at 20, passing this guy again with his hazards on. Not really necessary and not residential to stop like this, but sure. Misconnected the lead again. Going around. I mean, misdetected. All right, so I kind of pushed it to the right now. Let's see if it'll try to go way far left again. Again, I have to be extremely careful just because if a car is approaching. This is ridiculous. All right. All right, so yeah, actually, here we had a 63-degree angle turn with my Honda, which is really, really impressive. So the angle is impressive. The actual route it took is less impressive. However, like I say, when I was not recording, I've had numerous cases where it did these type of turns successfully. So I blame the camera. Yeah, it doesn't seem to see these trash cans for some reason. These cars, it does. All right, so we're gonna be. I'm just gonna be getting out of this neighborhood now. It's enough of this. Yeah, I got the setting on in sunnypilot where at 20 or under, when I have my blinker on, it turns off steering. So that's why you might see my wheel just kind of give up in low speed situations. All right, so let's take it to more natural driving situations, as in some of these bigger streets that I would take more often, as opposed this residential area is more of, I would say, a test track for me. In most of these low-speed residential situations, I just end up just kind of steering myself. I'm not really trying to push openpilot to the max for a little bit of residential driving. Where it really matters for me is more of these continuous stretches. All right, here we go. So this is a faster road with some nice bends. Gotta set it to 55. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with my speed limit control. Like, it seems to not be showing the speed limit for a lot of roads lately. I'm not really sure why. Like I say, I'm not using nav or anything, just driving manually. I mean, driving with no navigation. Maybe I'll try re-downloading the map or something. It felt like it was working reliably until I force updated the map, which basically the map is updated every week. Just, you know, with the latest streets and whatnot, or whatever updates are part of the map. I think there's also like user tweaks. I think there's a lot of, you know, metadata about the streets. And yeah, it seems to have broken it. Maybe I'll just try to re-download, see if that'll fix itself, but we'll see. Could be a quirk. Like I said, this is the new map downloader. Is actually, that's another thing that's new in sunnypilot now. It's they optimized the offline maps significantly in terms of file size, so it works well on a Comma 3X. Some of the old maps did not even fit on the Comma 3X, so now you can actually even download just a single state, like say like California for me. It's hugging a little bit to the left on this road, but overall good. Also good just tracking the front lead, considering this is a visual only ACC, so make it right here. I'm doing these right turns manually. Like right and left, basically, in my cars. My car on a good day can pull off a left turn, but it is just not, it's not worth it for me. Alright. I'm gonna try this road with some slight bendage. Got a lead 70 plus meters away. Got a lot of leaves as well. And it looks, yeah, it was struggling a little bit on the left side lane detection, at least with these sunnypilot green lines it shows. Yeah, red line on sunnypilot is kind of tweaking on trying to detect the curb a little bit on the left. There's a lot of debris there. So far, it's staying well centered. Yeah, it's slowed down really nicely for this lead, keeping a really natural following distance as well. Like in this, in a 30-ish. This road's like, I think 40 or something. So this guy's driving really slow, but yeah, it's pretty natural following distance for this speed in terms of, like, you know, what a real human would do around here. This guy's driving excessively slow, going almost 25 now. Yeah, overall, yeah, like, you know, chill mode, visual only ACC's been pretty sweet. There's still a lot of quirks, especially at a highway, you know, like 65 and plus driving. But for up to around 55-ish, fantastic. I like it a lot better than my stock radar-based ACC in my Honda. Which that system, of course, works better on the freeway, so it's kind of handy at least that if they're trading blows, that you know, one's good at high speeds, one's good at low speeds, so it lets me easily switch between the two when I need to do longer drives on a highway. It's gonna move into another neighborhood here. This one's basically straight up loop. A lot of leaves here and no lane markers. Gonna do 25 speed limit. All right, start off by running into the curb. Always a good start. I corrected it. All right, we got a red car parked here and another false lead detection. Going around it. It's driving on the left side again. It's not performing its best right now. All right, I corrected it again, pushed it to the right. Doing a turn, got a car on the right, and yeah, that's a collision. like I said, I do open pilot uncut. I'm not here to push it one way or another. I love the product, but it's good to know what the real world is like. Anyway, like I say, residential testing is not really an open pilot specialty anyway. It's definitely designed more for higher speeds. Low speed is one of the primary development areas in terms of little kid running into the street, have to intervene. Yeah, overall did okay there. Nothing too wild. I'd be interested in understanding, what kind of impact all those leaves have. If openpilot just ignores them, or it actually messes up the path detection that it has. So I'm purely driving in chill mode. I'm stopping for the red lights by myself. I'm not testing a DC at the moment, which is that dynamic experimental control. Here, it loves to ride into this center divider for some reason. This has been an issue with Farmville that I've noticed. I don't remember this being a problem before. Like I say, Farmville has this very, very odd tendency right now to go left when it shouldn't. Like, it'll drive perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden it'll say, like, oh, I want to drive like I'm in England. Probably something I'll check the actual stock openpilot issues and stuff. Maybe report this, reproduce it on stock openpilot, because that's the only way they take these type of model improvement reports. Seems to be a pretty significant regression in my respect. So here it was in the left lane, and now it took the right lane for whatever reason. This, however, happened on other models as well. Always happens on this road. This is very unique to me because it's very clearly on the left side, and it takes the right. So I'll go ahead and get over because I want to go left. Generally, when two lanes are merging into one, openpilot found it does quite well. Sometimes with splits, it's I guess I can understand why it's a little bit difficult for the model to make a decision as to where I want to go. All right, so we're coming up on a stopped car here. I'm not braking. It's detected it on its own, and incredibly smooth stop for this stopped car. Like, fantastic detection and beautiful stop. So yeah, it's definitely a commendable one. SLC again is not working for whatever reason, but sure, it's fine. All right, so still letting openpilot long handle it, so it's pressing the gas for me. It has this weird habit where on left turns, like after the apex of the left turn, it'll brake. I don't know why, and then you have this big gap like this. That's one of my, in general, openpilot, my number one hated thing is just that it loves the brake pedal way too much, way too much. Like, if there was a setting, I would love is just please just coast. Let go of the gas. Don't use the brake. Like, brake should be for slowing down significantly, not for slowing down a little bit, and of course coming to a stop. Ideally, mostly for stopping. I find that, and when I'm driving just myself, I can modulate most of my speed by simply not accelerating like a madman when clearly it's not right for the conditions, and just letting go of the gas in certain situations. Alright, so it's still full open pilot control here. Good launch, 20 meters. Sometimes launches can be a little bit delayed. It'll be around 30, 20 is acceptable. Because basically, this kind of opens up the natural following distance and just kind of gives it to them. Okay, so lead departed to the right lane, got another person in front of me. Yeah, this was not too bad. It did accelerate. Like I say, openpilot's not looking that far, but of course it sees that there's a red light and it's accelerating. So person cuts in right here. Openpilot did not react at all, so that's cool. That's expected in my. There's a lot of fast drivers here, so like I don't want to be braking for every little need. Like this guy right now is blasting through, and of course hits a brake, so maybe he's using openpilot too. All right, so let's see. I'm actually letting long control. So I'm steering, but I'm letting long control actually do this on ramp for me. And it's doing a little bit. It's slow, but okay. I'm accelerating a little bit. Oh, looks like a lot, but. Okay, and I pushed the gas a little bit. Now I am just gonna let it roll. All right, so here we have basically two on-ramps merging into one. No real car here, so nothing to test. This lane I'm in will also merge into the left lane, although I don't. Oh, interesting. that was something I've never seen before, where it was basically trying to go into that merge early into the left lane, but then it decided not to. Corrected. Peculiar. Might be because there's a little bit of a gap in the actual lane lines. Also, these lane lines are funky. It's like black and white for some reason. It's like they try to erase them, and I don't know, just terrible California roads. Okay, it's approaching hot on this guy's tail. I'm slowing down significantly, although very, very smooth for that. Like I say, it didn't need to accelerate into him that hard, but smooth speed adjustment in terms of braking. Changing lanes down to a faster lane. Going up a higher speed. Actually here, SLC is working. And coincidentally, when I try to adjust my speed, same time, it ended up being just a one button press to get to my desired speed as opposed to me clicking around. All a nice feature in sunnypilot is that you can set this to default, basically reverse the button presses, meaning that one click is 5 miles per hour, really loud motorcycle. Actually a good test. Let me see how it does with a motorcycle lead. Letting go of long control, re-enabling long control. It looks like it's detecting it properly. Increasing following distance excessively. 50, like at 60 miles an hour at 60 meters. So not really sure what prompted it there, but it is accelerating now. Yeah, so now it's accelerating, now braking. So this is kind of that nasty openpilot speed oscillation. It could be because I'm tracking a motorcycle, and well, in this case, there's actually two. One that's a little bit to the right, one that's a little bit to the left. So I can imagine this is pretty confusing. So now we just got one departed. It seems to be accelerating significantly towards that guy. And another departure. Again, braking, so it goes to 80, then 70, to 73, 75, 76. It's accelerating pretty hard. Like like I said, this is one reason why I do not like visual only openpilot on the freeway. It is so inconsistent. I'm just gonna be getting off here. I don't feel like extending this freeway test too much. It's not like a lot more favorable driving that it's gonna do. So here I kind of accelerated very closely to this guy. Openpilot is not braking in a panic, just try to create more distance. It did let go of the gas, so that's pretty good at least in terms of that, coasting. So this guy's a right blinker, this guy's a left blinker. Okay, well they're both going right. All right. So I'm just gonna turn off long control, sticking with mats only. So I'm just openpilot lateral only. It's handling this. It's handling it actually. I'm in the wrong lane. I apologize. All right, here we go. Alright, back to open-pilot control. Here it actually recognizes speed. Yeah, it's very high max right now, but let's do it. Cut over into the other lane a little bit here. Oh, that, like I said, this is a little bit of a high speed for this road. Yeah, I'm gonna just lower it. It's too high. So we got a slow lead in front of us that just kind of came out the side. Let's see. Yeah, braking hard, of course, also red light. Yeah, when you adjust, one of the UI changes now with Sunny is that with speed limit control is that when you override it, it kind of goes into this temp off state. The key difference in the UI now is that it used to be at where the speed limit icon is. Now it's here at the bottom where the SLC indicator shows. Man, this is just gonna do. Yeah, overall this is quite good. Like I said, this is kind of peak open pilot long for me in these 40 to 55 conditions. A little bit actually long control in this turn, a little spicy turn actually. Just letting it correct itself. Give me some torque warnings, like I can't do this correction. Alright, this is a little bit scary here, 55 coming into stop cars. Hard stop by open pilot, but it did do the detection. I had my foot on the brake pedal, I was ready to go, but no intervention needed in this case. So that's actually pretty impressive. Like say, for some reason there's a lot of stoplights where around bends. So like the cars are stopped around bends, and open pilot does not like that. Like it's really favors when it's just head on. It does do a lot better than say my radar system. My radar system, radars have a lot of stuff in them to ignore or stop things. Otherwise, static objects would confuse it a lot. And my radar on bends, it just loves to go haywire. Like it'll misdetect different things in other lanes as being in my lane, and stuff like that. Open pilot's a lot better just because it's actually visually judging these things. Yeah, there's a lot of supposed visual only improvements in the pipeline, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Mostly, my car, you cannot use. Basically, I think mine uses Alpha Open Pilot Long, which basically means that it cannot interface with the radar system, just because this Bosch radar system is closed off. It doesn't actually emit like I forget what it's called, like radar points, radar tracks, or something like that, where Open Pilot can actually take those into account along with any visual information. Yeah, so I think I actually turn on experimental a little bit here. So I'll let go of the long control is on. It's detecting the red light. So I'm gonna just, this is kind of a slower situation, so I'm just gonna let it handle it. It's the same winding away road that I took in the beginning, just kind of doing it from the other direction now. One thing I really love in Sunny Pilot is the stop time indicator. Okay, so green light did not detect it. I had to nudge the gas there. I waited a couple seconds. Interesting. Usually has problems detecting. Usually has problems going on red lights as opposed to, not going for green lights. So we got a speed hump here. No modulations. So just gonna brake, open pilot back on. Stop sign coming up on a hill. So it's kind of a tricky one. detected it properly. Yeah, that's like a legitimate stop. So I was a little bit weary on moving forward, like it was rolling forward, but then not pushing it. Okay, so here, oh, that was a funky one. It like accelerated 31, and it really wanted to be at 30, so it like nudged the brakes pretty hard. So another speed bump. No detection. Sometimes it detects these. Usually if I'm going slower already, it'll detect the speed bumps. Alright. I'm only going to speed limit, not going to let the offset increase it. Successful stop sign detection. This one's clearly marked and it's basically flat. Stops a little ahead of the line and kind of like creeps forward pretty slow. This other little bend here, yeah, did that quite well. Like I said, other models have failed on that bend numerous times. It's going my actual max speed so far, which is always really good for experimental. I'm letting it just kind of go in the wrong lane here, but I'm not going to let it crash into that trash can. That's really just kind of a issue with my car's centering. The rate of change is just not fast enough to center in many situations. So right now it's actually going really slow. It's going 20 uphill. Maybe it lost confidence. Although 20 is kind of, I would say, like the peak balance speed for my car to take, you know, more ambitious turns while still not crawling. I accelerated again up to the right speed, sees this stop sign on a slight downhill on a left bend. Here is where most models fail. Like most models want to just go straight. So read a stop sign, stopped for 5 seconds almost. I had to manually gas it, and yep, it wants to drive off the road. Oh no, my mount is like coming off. That's cool. All right, had to get some new adhesive. Anyway, I'm gonna manually. I'm gonna lower the speed just to adapt to this curve. Going 25 and it's going 21. I have a car behind me, so I'm not trying to go too slow. Okay. Yeah, not just gonna be considerate to the real world here. Actually, I'll take off experimental for now. I think I had enough tests. Yeah, it's doing quite good even at like hires like 34, 30. Like for the most part, I have enough experience on this road where I just know when to intervene instead of waiting. Alright, so here, however, I will let it go slower. This is kind of a nice bend. It actually goes, it finishes off less than 90 degrees. However, it is like a big curvature. Yeah, it is. Oh my God, it is. That's like a 50+ degree turn. Very nice open pilot. Yeah, so this is a little more improvement, and it's gonna take those things confidently. And a freaking Honda, one of the worst torque platforms on openpilot now. Well, not. Let's correct that. One of the worst of the good platforms. There's a lot of cars that have really poor openpilot support. Like it just works. And then of course you have the poor Accord. That guy, he does not like steering. Overall impressive. So don't worry, openpilot's not gonna run those dogs over. Alright, I'm gonna end the video here. Overall, good ups and downs, like I say, uncut openpilot. Here we go.